How's it going, YouTube? We're back with another one of our top 16 places at the Liverpool Regional. Emily, how'd your run go?
It was fun. I did a lot better than I expected, which is great. It's good to know that I'm actually a good player and not just a shitter. Not calling people shitters, it's just, I don't even know.
High expectations in it.
Yeah. Play against a lot of good players at locals, so I kind of expected that I was an alright player, but this is just confirming that like I'm competent at the game.
Second best bloom in the building.
Second best. Top women. I unfortunately knocked out the other topping woman into 17th, so she didn't get top cup. I'm so sorry.
Gaslight gatekeep, go boss.
It was not my intention. It's just, I double quotes. We'll talk about that later. So I was playing Bloom, as you can see by the map that I drew myself. Go check out my Twitter if you want to see the picture of it.
It'll be links like down here.
I'll give it to you later. Yeah, I play Bloom. It's my favourite deck. It's the deck I've been playing since February. I started playing in February, and it's the deck that's like the most fun for me, just because it's little plant dudes, and Palmer's my little guy, and it goes wide, and it's very fun. For the list, this is a very like white bread vanilla Bloom. It's mostly engine. There's a few tech cards, but it's mostly just engine, and you can just beat most people with it. There's only one extremely bad matchup, which is Veemon, because it pops all your level 5 or lowers. I didn't play against it today, but there is ways around it, which I can get into later. For the rookie lineup, it is 4 search Palmon, because why wouldn't you? Best searcher in green. It gets searches every single card bar 2 cards in my deck. Well, 4 Digimon, but 2 different types. And it's great for getting Bloom and something else, 2 missing pieces. It's great to slam and it's free play. Next is 4 Jellymon. Second best searcher in green. It gets Yoshino, and it gets Plant Vegetation or Fairy. So very good card as well. Also really nice to inherit. A lot of times you get the inherit live because I just slam Tamers or they come out of security. So that inherit is massive. It can make it so if you've got a Sunflower and 2 inherits, you're HBDing for Bloom without actually using HBD. You get a free Bloom, you gain memory, then you can go out and pop off. I feel like this in this format is a 4 of. The Suspend Pokemon. 14 it might be a 3 of to make room for other stuff, but right now this is a necessity. This is pure Bloom. I'm not playing Rosemon, so this is my main suspension apart from Hydra. So it's very important, especially when your opponent leaves you in a suspended guy. You can gain memory off it with Hydra by suspending this, suspend your opponent's thing. Very strong card. And a necessity at least at 3 minimum for this deck. Next is Floodgate Pokemon. This was my choice of the last 2 rookies. I was debating between 2 others. I was debating between Mushroomon, which is a 2-cost vanilla with 3 KDP, that it can make your turns a bit warped, where if you're on 2 memory, you can just slam it and then Digiswap. That's the most useful it's been for me, but I decided to play this over because I was expecting to play a bit of Veemon, so I wanted to cut them off from their ATXT and Proto line. It came up against Blue Flare as well, where they couldn't play their pieces suspended after the float. It did come up a few times. This could have been the Mushroom one, but I'm glad that it kept staying here. It didn't hinder me, and it did help in a few matchups. Another one that we were testing out is the Power Game Palmon, because the 1 KDP is the 2K. The power that you gain from that when you swing into your opponent's thing can matter. If you're doing Bloom 2 checks, you can get up to 16k, which hits over a lot of stuff in security without having to go 4 body wide board to get these 16k 3 checks. The next one, with 2 additions that was added in today, is BT13 Sunflower. There are 2 green ones there, which match the event pack Palmon, which are very nice. I'm looking for the extra 2. I've got 1 on the way. I'm looking for the last one, because max rarity Bloom soon. But this is a necessity for going wide. I love this card. It lets you do so many fun turns where you can go Ashtar, play out a rookie search, Sunflower, play out another rookie, Sunflower, play out another rookie. And that's like 4 or 5 bodies just from evoing with this card. It does suck if you don't see it. It's not the end of the world, but it does suck. Next one is 4 of BT13 Sunflower. This card warps this deck. If this edition didn't come into the deck, this format, I don't think this deck would do as well as it did. it just warps your bloom turns. It means Agitar play out Sunflower is a +2. It can be a +2 memory gain, or it can be a free bloom. Before that came out, if you had Agitar, another body, and when it's a bloom, it was a 1-cost bloom. Now it makes it +1 or even more. Really good card. It's a 4 of right now because it just warps how you can do your damage mapping as well. It's really easy to set up. And the inherit is very nice, like the Jellymon one, where you can reduce it. So HPD every single turn if you want to, because that's only a 1 of. Should be a 0, but it's still not bad in cards. Yeah, I think it's 4 of just because of how good it is, how strong it is. You can free play it as well, so you're never paying the 2 or the 4 to slam it. You pay the 2 for Evo sometimes, and it comes up. And it has the effect where you suspend it to, you may reduce the digivolution cost. So if you need that extra suspend and you don't have like any other way to do it, you can just suspend it and reject the Evo, and that'll get you your suspended guides for either Hydra or Bloom, which comes in useful sometimes. The last of the 4s is 3 red Vegemon. I play with Mimi. There's the one of Mimi in this list, which we'll see later, because I really like that line where you can go red Veggie, and then if you've got a Yoshino especially as well, red Veggie, a Digisoap. Normally it's a Blossomon or an Argamon, but they are both 1-ofs, so it's dependent. And then if you've got a rookie back, you Mimi promote. There's been a few times where I've managed to do that combo to swing for game. It comes in very useful. I just like that line of play. The absolute must for this deck, if you're playing Blue Mode, is 4 of Agitarmon. This is the most broken level 5 in the deck. I know Blossomon and Argamon hit. This is the one that makes the deck work. It is like the bread and butter of the deck. If you don't see this early game, it's incredibly difficult. There was games where I just breaked into see my Agitars, and to negate or like mitigate the not seeing the Agitar and getting the extra body in the memory, you have to have like 3 bodies on board, a level 4, a few Digisoaps, just to get into the same kind of like turbo turn with Bloom to do 3 checks at 16k. So this is like a must see, and there's as many searches as there are, mainly to see this card if you don't open it or you don't see it early draws. The next 2 are Jellymon. This is a 2 of. It could have been a 3 of in the deck, but I decided against over a different card to the 3rd one, just because I like the other card, how it played a bit more. But this is a must at least 1 or 2 in the deck. It's the really good defensive line. I won a few games today because people could swing for game because of Jellymon, or I made them remove the Jellymon before they could do actions and then Hydra stall turn and stuff like that. It's very fun as well when people don't realise what it does and just go swinging into your security and you redirect into a quartz, because some people don't read their opponent's cards. Next, as I have 3 1-of level 5s. Only 2 of them are limited though. Is Pismon. A 1-of. It is a Digisoap target, and it is very good when you've got a really wide board. It helped me in testing. I didn't go up against Shine for this event. I managed to dodge it, but against Shine, this makes it so your Hydra, your Bloom, or your Quartz is incredibly difficult to shrink. They have to reach many thresholds to be able to shrink it all away if you've got a wide board. It adds 1 KDP for a really suspended. My biggest board today was 12 body board, so if I didn't have Pismon at that time because I didn't draw it in time. But if I had the Pismon on that board, it would have been ridiculous numbers for power for it to be Shrine Core, of like destruction, or to be swung into. Is very good. It has saved me a couple of times. It was yesterday in the Swiss where I was swinging a 14k 2-check Bloom, but it was like 16k because of this. Not 16, it was 14k and then 16 because of Turic Bal. But it made me swing over an Alphamon. Not an Alphamon, a Omnimon. So I can't remember names, so it does come in very useful. This is, some lists have been running 1 of Liverpool, which free plays Yoshino. I was on that for a while. It felt awful to set up. So with the Digisoaps, for the reduced by 2 Digisoaps, if you've got a Yoshino in play, it's free cost Digisoap. If you've got Inherit and a Tamer in play, it's +1 Digisoap. You gain a memory from just evoing and suspending something, which is what your main game plan is. So they are incredibly strong in this deck especially. And these 2, Blossomon and Argamon, are sometimes a +1, sometimes +2, depending on how many Tamers you've got out. Memory, just for evoing, just for spending something and evoing. I'm playing the one of Argo, even though you don't get any memory from it from Bloom, and if you've got an Argo and a Hydra, you can't bot deck anything. I still think it's incredibly useful to evo over because it lets you play out a suspended level 3. So there's been times where I've had 3 bodies on board. I've had a Bloom and 2 other things, but the Argomon's been underneath the Bloom. I've swung the Bloom, played out a Rookie, and that's been my fodder for the 3rd check and the extra 2k DP, and it does come up sometimes, which is very fun. And if you then spam a Quartz on top of that Bloom, you then get an extra body every time you swing, which is widening the board, extra burn. And if you go into a second Quartz, which I don't recommend, but can win your games, it can save you memory as well. Absolute essential in the Bloom Lord deck is 4 Blooms. It's the main guy of the deck. I don't know why you wouldn't play 4. Some people, if you're doing a Rose Bloom hybrid, you'd play 3-2 or 3-3. I tested the Rose Bloom hybrid for a while and found it really inconsistent because I was needing Rosemon when I got the Blooms, and the Blooms where I needed Rosemon, and they don't do the same thing. And I feel like you need to build the deck around which level 6 you're going for, and then Hydra can just be an add-on. So necessity for the Bloom Lord deck, and my favourite artwork. Next is I am running 2 Hydra. If the 2 felt really good, I don't think you need 3, because if you see the first one, that should be all you need for the game. If you see the second one, you weren't winning that game. If you needed the second one, you weren't winning that game. You can pierce through a lot of stuff with Bloom. You can get ridiculously high power with Bloom, especially with Pissmon and Shriekbal as the eggs. If you get that egg, if you're running 5. So I feel like 2 Hydra was plenty for me. I saw it when I needed to, and I might search it when I needed to. But a lot of games you don't really need it, it's just certain matchups. Next is 3 Quartz. This is probably the best Quartz deck. You go wide, you gain a lot of memory from it. Yes, it sucks that none of your own stuff can suspend, but you've gone so wide that shouldn't matter, that you should be able to burn enough to either swing for game or stall your opponent out of the game. There was 2 rounds where I ended up winning the round because I double Quartz myself. One was against Blue Flare. I had 6 bodies on board that were suspended, and 4 more that were unsuspended, and I was on a single Quartz. They put in front of me I don't know the Digicross name, that managed to stun my Quartz, but I had an unsuspended Bloom. They stripped my sources from the Quartz with Sorai as well, so that's how they managed to stun it, because it had the same sources or less than the Digicross. I think it was Melgrey. But my unsuspended Bloom, which I evoed into to gain memory last turn. That was a short announcement. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, the Melgrey stunned the Quartz, but not the Bloom that had 4 sources next to it that was left unsuspended. They had 1 security left and 3 guys on their board. I had a massive board, and they passed me 3 memory. So I had a mem setter. I evoed into the second Quartz, gained back all that memory, and swung for game that way, because it then stunned their guy and then just let me swing for game. That won me the game, and then the other one where I double Quartz was against Merverheart. They played out, I had a Quartz already on board, they played out Merver, Cross, and then all the little shitters that block. I had Quartz on board, and then an unsuspended guy from Nursery. They passed me 10 memory because they Grav Crushed. It was Grav Crush planning Grey build. They Grav Crush passed me to 8 with Merver, and then I got the 2 from Grav Crush. So I think it was that Sunflow on board. Straight Evo into Jellymon because it was the only 5 I had in hand. Straight Evo into Bloom, gain memory from Bloom because I had enough players on board. Quartz all the blockers, then Quartz swing for game because there was 1 security, so I burnt it and then swung for game. So they're the only times that I've had double Quartz. I wouldn't recommend it normally unless it's going to win you the game that turn, because otherwise you can't do anything on your board. Now for the Tamers, I am playing 2 Yoshino. Busted card, very nice card. They had to make a card good enough that you would stop me playing Old Mimi. There is still an Old Mimi in here, but this is a 2 of, this is a 1 of. They made a really good card. Anytime you evo into any of this, apart from these 2, you gain a memory. Makes these free. makes these +1. It makes this, plus an inherit, a free bloom. It's a HPD on bloom. Very good card, and it's nice that it's a mem setter as well. So even if you can't, if you're under quartz and you can't spend it to the memory, it's still a mem setter, so you're still starting at the 3 memory, which is really nice. This is my favourite Tamer because of how good it is, especially when this deck goes as wide as. If you've got a level 5, you get another rookie. There's been multiple turns where I've hatched that turn, had a level 5, Mimi, bring it under the body, and it's practically won me the game because it's either swung for game or let me build off another stack. So very good card. I really enjoy playing it. There was a time where I was playing 3 Yoshino, 1 no Mimi, but I missed the Mimi. I think my playstyle is really good with Mimi, and I just like it. Next is 3 memory boost. So I was originally on 4 memory boost without the Mimi, but I cut one of them, and I think I was on more level 4s at the time. But I wanted the Mimi and then 3 green memory boost. This searches everything in your deck. This is the only search that gets you to quartz, so it does come up. I've not yesterday, but quite a few times the Power 1 search needing to get to a quartz, found the quartz and had to bot deck it, and then drawn into something else when I was expecting the draw to be a quartz. So this is very important if you're digging for the quartz. You've got a lot of draw inherits as well, so the eggs that I run are 4 Coco, 1 Tariq. Just for the draw power. That's a free draw basically because you suspend your Digimon for your main game plan, you draw a card. This, along with this Sunflow in stack, is 2 draws per suspend if you've got a level 5 over it. It's very fun. Lets you see almost your entire deck. This deck is probably the most consistent deck I've played in any game, just because of the amount of surge power and the draws you can get. Most games, unless you hard brick, you can get into pretty much whatever you want. Now to the last card, one of HPD. Sometimes you don't need it because of all the rest of your engine. I mainly use this as a combat card. If I've got it in hand whilst I'm comboing, I won't use it because Sunflow just warps it, so makes it worse if you use HPD sometimes. This is mainly a combat card for me because I use it to build back up when I'm in like a losing position. It can win games sometimes, but I don't think you need to use it mid-combo anymore. It's not, oh, I found HPD, I just combo off now. It's, oh, HPD, I can save that for later. I'm still going to combo off this turn. It's a very good card still. It's just, sometimes it hinders you more than helps you when you're trying to combo off.
Alrighty.
This is the list. It was very fun to play. I am very happy that I got top 16. I misplayed on elimination today, which cost me top 8, but that was my own misplay. I knew exactly what I did as soon as I did it. I just couldn't take it back. So kind of annoying that I did that, but I'm very happy with how this performed. I just don't know yet what the BT13 list looks like. I have a rough idea, but I'm going to have to build that and test it out. We've got 2 weeks until Nats, so...
Alrighty. Speaking of the shout-outs, any left over?
Thank you to Matteo.
Hello.
And our roommate Harry for all the test games at like ridiculous hours in the morning. I have a really bad memory, so I can't remember a lot of things. So they helped me learn every single matchup. We had notes written about how I would beat that matchup and like what they did just to help me remember. We did a lot of test games. Martial and Usman, who...
shout out to Usman.
Yes, shout out to Usman, who is another very strong Bloom player, helped with this deck. It was basically Usman's base, and then I changed what I wanted about it to make it fit my playstyle. But thank you, Usman, for giving us your deck list because you weren't coming to this event. It helped me get top 16. So, thank you.
Shout out to Pissmon.
And Pissmon. Great card.
Alrighty, thanks again, Emily, and congrats on your top 16.
Thank you.